story, what happened was, let's see, in 1978, the interstate opened up, and the town dies immediately. Prior to that, it takes Angel like 5 minutes to cross the street because you have all that interstate traffic coming through town.
Right.
2 lanes. We needed the interstate, but when that happened, the town dies, and Angel, he's the same age as Route 66.
Oh.
So he grew up with the horse and buggy. He grew up with the Model A's, Model T's, the GTOs, all of that stuff.
Yeah.
And for it to just stop, he just never thought of that ever happening.
It's amazing.
And it stopped for 10 long years for him. And in 1985, our federal government decided to do away with Route 66 from Chicago to Santa Monica.
Ooh.
So they decommissioned it, kind of like what we're going through now with our infrastructure, right?
Right.
So they decommissioned it, and they're not going to take care of it. Bridges, cracks, potholes, they don't want us on it, so they decertify it at the same time.
And that's what
that
we're
means
saying.
it's not certified to travel on. And if it's not certified, because it's not safe. So they take down the signs. You get erased from maps because they don't want you on it. They don't want you to find it. And they started to bulldozer it, turning it to dirt, so we can never travel it again. That's why there's all these disconnects.
Correct.
You
Do you
got
think
out of
they're
this
ever
garbage
gonna
here?
connect it
What's that?
again?
No, it's just too much. It's a huge expense.
Yeah.
So then he got off his chair, started to petition our governor. Of course, the governor said no. Lots of no's. But he was raised during the Great Depression. He said that if he needed a new pair of shoes, he had to work for that yes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he just wasn't going to get a yes from his parents. They couldn't afford it. So for them to tell him no was no big thing. All that told him was he had to work harder. So petition, letter after, he started this campaign and finally convinced the governor that it was worth preserving and protecting. Because Arizona has the longest continuous stretch.
Correct.
Nowhere else in the country can you stay on it for that long, 159 miles, and it became historic. Now, once it had that title, Arizona was forced into putting preservation into Route 66. They had it resurfaced from here all the way down to Kingman, and then Kingman down to Oman later on. And his association has made it a National Scenic Byway, an All-American Road, and these titles allow our state to pull funds from the federal government. It's still federally decommissioned and decertified. So back to the movie Cars.
Yeah.
Now, people ask, is Angel a character? He's kind of like more of the idea of 2 characters, kind of like Doc, where he's trying to explain to Lightning McQueen that if you don't know where you've been, how do you know where you're going?
Yeah.
His viewpoint has changed, right? He used to be the latest and the greatest.
Yeah.
Doc Hudson, Hornet, right?
Right.
So he is an older vehicle now. Lightning McQueen is the latest and the greatest, which is the Interstate. Yeah. But his perspective is going in circles, right? And we're winning that race.
Yeah.
And he's trying to explain to them that you can't always be on top. Things happen. And that's my wife.
Sorry.
Nice to meet you.
Right. But he's also like Lightning McQueen, and he's that powerhouse to get it resurfaced. He did not take no for an answer. And in the movie Cars, Lightning McQueen resurfaces the road. They put on their old school paint jobs. They go cruising low and slow. They turn on all their neon. Well, that happens once a year in our little town. It's called our fun run. So when he had it resurfaced the very first week of May, so when they had it resurfaced, we kicked it off with the classic car show. Yeah, this is our annual event. Except during the COVID time. Yeah, isn't that cool? And so that's all incorporates in the storyline, and then Angel has a direct quote in the movie. From here to Kingman on Route 66 is 89 miles.
Yeah.
If you take the interstate, 75, a difference of 14 miles. And he's been telling people, take Route 66, you'll miss all these little towns to save 10 or 15 minutes of time. And that's on there as well. Yeah, so wait till you check out the video and the bonus features. Yeah.
Thank you. And you say you are
son-in-law.
Son-in-law.
Yeah,
son-in-law.
Yeah.
It was a pleasure to meet you. Thank you
nice
so
to
much
meet
for
you.
this history lesson. And we're sure to share this and let people know about it.
And we have a lot of the history timeline right behind you, but on the outside too.